Okay, so here's the idea with the miking my cabinet. I got a Behringer BA19A. It's a condenser mic that most people use for kick drums, but it's also a boundary mic that they use for like pianos and stuff. Anyways, it's got a flat switch, so I just put on a flat response, and I thought, because if you're miking a guitar cabinet in the studio, you're either gonna want a dynamic and a ribbon, which is expensive, and it's a 2 microphone setup, and you got to get them lined up. If you were going to only use one mic, it would be a condenser. It would be a condenser mic, right? So the idea is I'm going to line an open back cabinet, my open back 1x15 when it gets here, with studio foam in the back, and I'm just going to mount this where it seems about right, and run a cable out of here into a plate bucket that has the same thing as the that holds the same jack that the speaker cable hooks up to, but there'll be an XLR that I can plug into my interface. And then if I want to try it live, I might do that, I don't know, but I'm just going to leave it in there. I'm just going to leave it bolted up, and then I'm not dinking around with microphones and anything like that, and I don't have any freaking room reflections. I don't have to worry about room reflections. I'm not freaking sitting there setting up my freaking mics all the freaking time. I just deal with it however it freaking ends up is fine. I'm just, I just want to play. I'm really getting sick of the gear thing and screwing around with stuff. I just want to get some tracks recorded, some freaking goddamn how, and get something done. So I put this up on this block. See this block of wood here? I shaped that to fit the microphone, and I got the 3 holes in there. And I took this thing off, and I go through the one hole, and then it broke the tabs out of those 2 holes at it, and put 2 screws through there into this block. See, now I can take this apart and unscrew that, and what I'll do is I'll screw this block inside the cabinet where I decide to put it, and then I'll screw this back onto the block after I paint it like the inside of the cabinet, and then I'll put this back on and then plug that in, and bing bang boom, I can plug a microphone cable into my cabinet, and I just got to send phantom power, and then if in phase I don't even have to do phase reversal in the studio. I don't even have to do a phase reverse in the studio, but if I try it live, and it might sound pretty good. I don't think it'll feed back, not inside a cabinet lined with studio foam, an open back cabinet lined with studio foam. I think it'll be fine. And if it is okay, I just have to ask the tech if they have phantom and phase reverse and maybe a low cut. I'm going to see how it goes in the studio. If I have to throw a low cut on it in the studio, then I'd have to ask for that too. And that's usually doable. I think if they didn't have a phase reverse or a low cut, I mean if they didn't have one thing, it would be the phantom power. Usually you got a phase reverse and a low cut on every channel. I mean that's from my experience, that seems fairly typical. So, but I don't know that I would even use this live, or if I'll just throw a freaking dynamic in front of my cabinet. I might go with that. It depends on how this goes in the studio. But I'm just gonna bolt it up, and I'm just gonna live with it. But that way, I don't have to live with freaking setting up my mics all the freaking time, and I don't have to deal with expensive mics and time aligning mics or shifting tracks or freaking mic stands or freaking clutter. I just put it in the cabinet and I'm done. That's how I'm doing it.